movers and shakers segment where we track a whole host of stocks which are buzzing in trade. And first up is TDPower. Vinny, you're looking at that.
Absolutely. TDPower Systems, that's the one that we're keeping an eye out on. The stock is buzzing after its Q2FY26 numbers, good numbers, but the company has revised its FY26 revenue guidance. Now, previously, they had said that they would get a total revenue of around 1,500 crores in FY26. They've upped it to 1,800 crores because 1,800 crores was a revenue that they were expecting in FY27. So, as of now, they could and they will achieve that in FY26. At least that's what the guidance is coming in. They've seen steady inflows in terms of orders coming in for the company, both domestic as well as on the international front. Order book at the end of September 2025 stood at around 1,587 crores. Order inflows are also up by around 45% on a year-on-year basis. Even for the first half of the full year, we've seen a good increase in terms of order inflows. Revenues, good performance there. Margins seeing a bit of a blip, but 19% is what they're managing to hold on to. So not a concern in terms of the margins over there as well. Good order book execution, something is that one is keeping an eye out on. That is why the stock is buzzing in trade, and revenue guidance upped is also a positive one there.
Right, with that, let's go across to Sonal. She is joining us for Navin Fluorine. Sonal, incredible numbers. Stock is up 15%.
Oh, yes. It's a big surge that we are seeing, and rightly so, because the numbers are very strong. It beat estimates on all fronts. Revenues are 46%, EBITDA at 250 crore rupees. We had margins which expanded 1,200 basis points. Profits also, but up 3 times on a YOY basis at 148 crore rupees. All the segments did well. HPP up 38%. We had specialty, which was up 35% this quarter. CDMO up 98% on a YOY basis. And just now the numbers, even the commentary was very strong. In fact, the company went ahead, upped their EBITDA margin guidance to 28 to 30%. And they say there is a possibility of an upward bias on this as well. In FY26, margins are expected at around 30%. They expect better second half across all the segments. And additionally, CDMO will see revenues of $100 million in FY27. Brokerages, they are very positive. UBS has gone ahead, raised the target price to 5,900 rupees a share. They have a buy call. They say the company has announced new R32 capacity, which will be the next key driver in terms of growth for the company. Jefferies has a buy call with a target at 66.35. They've upgraded the FY26-27 EBITDA by 13 and 14%, also forecasting 44% EPS CAGR over the next 3 fiscal years. Citi, however, is not so bullish. It has a sell call with a target price of 4,900 rupees a share. But yes, good numbers from Navin this time around.
Yes, absolutely. Stock has absolutely flown away with a gain of around 15% Thanks very much for that, Sonal. But Mangalam, well, United Spirits, you're looking at that one.
I am looking at that one. You know, United Spirits has actually been the third alcohol bev company, which is a non-beer company, which has actually done a lot better than what the street was anticipating this time around. That's largely because of the tailwinds that continue to come in from Andhra. Remember, for United Spirits, the expectations were slightly muted because of its high exposure to Maharashtra, where the policy changes could have been, a sentiment dampeners, but a favorable base offset that. So all you were left with were tailwinds. But more importantly, not only are people, drinking better, the benign raw material prices also have boosted their margins. So it's near record high margins coming in for them, 21.2% as against 17.8%, which the street was anticipating. So put those numbers into perspective, 11.5% revenue growth year on year, 32% net profit EBITDA growth, and net profit growth of 41%. On all parameters versus our expectations, the company has outperformed and outperformed street's expectations as well. Prestige and above, the premium part of the portfolio, that has seen volume growth of 8% as against street expectations of 6 to 7%. So that's a positive. Popular volumes also came in at 6%, pretty much in line with street anticipation. But importantly, what drove their business, 7.5% overall volume growth, but we had 4% realization growth coming in and gross margins up nearly 200 basis points. So all these factors doing well for United Spirits. But from Daru, we move to Dawa. Ekta, tell us about Lupin and Zydus.
Well, this is a drug for an overactive bladder that we're talking about, Myrbetriq, which is actually a huge blockbuster drug in the US. But nonetheless, Lupin and Zydus are selling this particular drug in the US, and what they have, or what the indication is that the innovator of the drug, which is Astellas, has said that they are quite quite bullish on this particular drug. So they've raised the guidance for this drug. They've raised it by around 80%, and they say that they will not be hard on the patent case. Now, the patent for this particular drug expires in March of 2030. Now, the read-through for Lupin and Zydus is expected to be positive because they are selling this particular drug in the US. I'll come to the background in just a bit. So the read-through is positive as the commentary indicates increased offtake for the molecule in the US market. Now, the drug, like I mentioned, is used for overactive bladders. It was launched at risk in April of 2025. The combined market size for the drug is around $2.4 billion as of Feb 2024. In April of 25, the US court had ruled in favor of Astellas, blocking the companies from selling the generic version. But Zydus and Lupin continue to sell this version of the drug as the litigation is in appeal. So that's the reason why these stocks are in focus. But let's now go across to